Hello and welcome back to Mythic Ocean! The epilogues list is filling out a little bit. We got 3 new ones here in Cycle 2. Interesting that it even, orders them in the order you got them, even though, they're kind of at the same time, really. So we just had one left to get in this indulgence run. I realized indulgement is probably not even a word. It's indulgence, but I don't know, indulgement sounds like it would be right. But we just have Alethea left, and then we'll try Gnosis again, but can't do that in this save, we'll have to load. And I keep forgetting about things, I can't keep everything in my head. I know there were probably several times throughout this run where I went, I'm just gonna keep going for now, and then we'll load and do this later after I've completed everything. And now I have no idea what any of that was, or if it was important or not. I don't really feel like there's anything I want to do in this run, so we'll have to see what I do afterwards if I just get going on a new one. I did have a thought about the whole war situation in the endings. Last time I said that oh, Gnosis, you should have taken your chance when they fought, and it was what was it? It was just 2 gods that didn't participate at all, Amar and Lutra, and then Alethea versus Ketri and Esti, and Alethea got banished or something, and I was like, oh, now's your chance, Gnosis, you should go get him. But then I started thinking after that maybe if you somehow make a 2v2 happen, where you have equal sides fighting, either that could be the compromise ending, I don't know, we still don't know exactly how that works, or that could be they fight so much that there's no strength left from any of them, and then Gnosis swoops in and is now it's my time to shine. And it also made me think about what would an equal team be, because I'm assuming the god you give it to has a certain power or something, and then giving the gift of creation to them probably adds some points to that system or something, and then for each god that sides with them, that adds to it as well, but for each god that opposes them, that goes for the other side. So maybe there's something where certain gods are better at fighting than others. Even if you get Amar to fight, Amar won't be able to, if it was a 1v1 situation, basically, then Amar wouldn't be able to beat, Lutra, or something like that, because Lutra's kind of insane with all the moths and whatever. So, I don't know, maybe if you can somehow get, Amar to be the creator, with the gift of creation, and Alethea at his side, but then Ketri and Esti and Lutra oppose them, maybe that would be kind of an even match. And, well, that's the question. I guess I'll have to try and get something like that happening at some point, just so we can see if there's any kind of change. If it's more than just oh, is the rebellion successful? Then we don't know exactly what happens in each scenario, but is it not successful? Then they just get banished or killed, depending on who does it, I suppose. Lutra kills people. Alethea, I don't even know. I would imagine she banishes, and same with Amar and Ketri and Esti. Seems to be regardless of their polarity, they just banish instead of killing. But yeah, anyway, that was a lot of talking. Let's get back to this and just continue and get the last Alethea ending that we have not seen yet. We haven't seen any of the Alethea endings, so this will be new. Like I've said before, I really wish you could just skip more faster, all these transitions and stuff, just blaze through it. Then doing all of these potential runs wouldn't be as big of a daunting task, because it's kind of it takes a while to set these up. I'm thinking I might have to do a lot of that off camera and just set up endings once we've seen most of the stuff in the actual game, but that's just gonna take so much time, I'm not even sure it's worth it. Or I'll have to do it on live streams or something, I don't know. I just really wish you could skip even more, even harder than you can. Only Alethea remained. Well, hello. You can open portals too. What's happening to the ocean? The new world would soon be taking this one's place, and she was the one who'd be creating it. I placed the gift of creation in front of me, and it passed through the portal to reach Alethea. So, I worked all my life to find a way out of the ocean, and it turns out this is how it was always fated to end? I won't ask if this is something you always knew. I fear I wouldn't like the answer. I mean, this is the same. But no matter. The power you've given me will allow me to make something new. Something better. Thank you. I'll put it to good use. I asked if Alethea had any thoughts yet on what kind of world she'd be making. There's nothing you can't accomplish with technology, my friend. You can bet the people of my world will understand that. I want them to go as far as they possibly can with science on their side. I want to see them explore the far reaches of their cosmos. Beyond that, we'll have to wait and see. I explained I'd be there to write the events of history, blah blah blah. Sounds good to me, I appreciate that. Well, she still likes me, so that's a thing. That would probably be a minor change if Alethea didn't even like me. She would probably say something here about, like, she doesn't need my help or something. See you on the other side, then. Alright, what are we gonna get? High-tech sci-fi world? Sick music? The mortals of this world developed a passion for the sciences. Soon they were expanding their cities on a massive scale and filling them with industrial wonders. Wow, this music is awesome. But rather than placing any rules or regulations on their technologies, they let corporations do as they please and imposed no limits. Thick pollution blocked out the sun on most days. The dim city streets were illuminated only by the glow of street lamps and garish advertisements. It's like a fucking dystopian sci-fi city future. Wealthier mortals lived in skyscrapers towering above the clouds, doing their best to avoid contact with the smog-choked realm below. Before long, the planet was barely habitable, and everyone just like fucks up their planet. Jesus Christ, I mean, I guess it's this side, this polarity, but good lord, you would think even at least Alethea, knowing all her science and stuff, would in some way know not to like completely exhaust all her resources, even though like she's all about science, but I don't know. I guess that's the point. It's science at all costs. She doesn't think about her consequences, the consequences on the world anymore in this polarity. The mortals' natural resources were mostly depleted. The people began to cast their gaze towards the stars, hoping for a fresh start elsewhere. Though Alethea took pride in the mortals' ambition, she also worried about their future. She considered intervening to help them, but decided it'd be best to let them forge their own path. Okay, so it's not that she can't help them, she just thinks it's best not to intervene, even though they're like taking after her, in a way. They've accomplished amazing things in such a short time, she mused. I trust them to find a breakthrough that will help them survive. Space lasers. The mortals mastered space travel next, and built orbiting colonies near other planets in their solar system. The cities aboard their space stations produced just as much waste as their earthbound settlements. In time, they had drained these new planets of their resources as well. Could their way of life remain sustainable forever? I don't know how much longer these oceans and jungles are gonna last. I better set some aside before they're all gone. Amar was concerned, but didn't take a stand against Alethea's governance. Instead, they selected a small planet and created a nature reserve on its surface. This refuge was dedicated to non-stop parties and revelry, open to anyone who wished to partake. This place is perfect! It's so much fun messing with immortals when there's no rules. Same there, okay. Ketri and Esti committed themselves to tormenting the mortals and attempting to prove their weakness and gullibility. They made deals, and yep, this is exactly the same as we've seen before. That's weird that it's the exact same if you have Amar in this right side polarity and Alethea in the right side polarity and Ketri and Esti in the right side polarity. It's the same thing. I mean, I guess there might not be that many outcomes. It's just like kind of modular pieces slotted in here and there. In the far reaches of space, Lutra had given birth to blah blah blah. Yep. They would not be opposed. Appreciated. Yep, that's the same, of course. And Gnosis just bides his time. So that wasn't much. With Alethea maintaining control, the mortal society continued its technological progress at breakneck speeds. Intergalactic space travel became a reality, but with so few regulations in place, people were free to satisfy their greed and exploit whoever and whatever they wanted. Corporations ran rampant, and planet after planet buckled under the stress of their civilization. Alethea wondered if there might have been a better way. But in the end, she was pleased. They had found a way to survive. And so the mortals will live, a trail of dead and dying worlds in their wake, until the cycle begins anew. Yep, there we go. I mean, I think we've left most of the shit endings behind us for the most part now. 2. What is this? Divine. Oh! It was Harmony! That was Harmony, because no one opposed it. Yeah, okay. Divine Harmony. Witness an ending in which the gods have no disagreements. And the Megacorp universe. Witness the Megacorp universe ending. So that's interesting. Megacorp is the only ending on the right side where if everyone is on the right side, polarity, there is no disagreement. Every single other right side ending had at least one person disagree with it. Interesting. But yeah, there we go. That's it. Now this is done. We got all the Cycle 2 stuff. And I mean, I guess should I even bother? I kind of don't want to bother. I was going to load in and give the gold crown to Gnosis right now, but then I would probably get an ending and it would probably be Lutra, and I don't want another Lutra ending sitting here that's the same as this one, and I'm not sure if that happens, so I'm just going to quickly make a little backup, and then we'll try that, see if it does put another ending there, and I mean, surely Gnosis won't actually do anything with the gold crown, but then I have a backup ready to go for actually getting Gnosis' ending, and we'll see who opposes Gnosis in this one. And we'll give it to Gnosis. Ha, that's a weird choice. Could have just given the pages to Gnosis instead. I wonder if there is something to this, because he says, I'm sure you have your reasons, but I guess the reason is just throw away the pages. Like, don't give it to anyone. That's kind of what this option is, I suppose? Because it'll just, like, not influence your current choice of, like, your save file. Because otherwise you have to give it to someone and basically make them the god. And we just get the little tiny Gnosis, like, I don't know why you gave me the page. It's meaningless. Or the crown, rather. Alright, now it's probably Gnosis, yeah, and then Lutra. I reached out to them, but there was no response. Really? No response? Huh. Because last time when I gave Gnosis the crown, didn't we get Gnosis saying something here? And he was like, I don't know why you chose to do it this way. It's weird. And then he took off. Is that because I chose to not rely on Gnosis' help with the pages, the portal? So you can't have the gold crown and have Gnosis react to it. That's not possible. You can only do that with a silver crown, which is what I did in the first playthrough, right? I think so. And yeah, I mean, let's skip. And it's just this. Oh, you can't even skip? Wait, why can't I skip? Shouldn't I be able to skip if it's the same thing we've seen? And yeah, Alethea and Ketri and Esti are no match for Lutra with the Gift of Creation, because Amar didn't fight. Huh. Yeah, Lutra seems like much stronger than most other gods, at least in this polarity. Yeah, the guilt. Why am I not able to skip this? I thought you could skip endings that you've seen entirely before. But oh well, it's not that long. Now I can skip. Yeah, Scourge. So now... Ah, yeah, exactly. That's what I don't want, so I'm glad I made a backup, because this is exactly the same as this one. There's no point having two of these, so I don't want this just, like, taking up space here for no reason. But alright, now I have this save, I believe it is. That's, like, right at the end with the gold crown, but... not the gold crown, before we made the gold crown. Yeah, and we can just talk to Gnosis, so let's go and give him some pages. Now the question is there anything new here? I kind of doubt it. There's no way there's anything new here, right? Yeah. Yeah. I think it's all the same. Hold on. It would appear that once the new world has been created, your role shifts from advisor to historian. You are the author of the pages, and... I'm pretty sure I've said both of these, right? I've said I did know that, I'm not sure how, but I did, and I've said I had a hunch about it, the writing was oddly familiar. I think I've done that, so I had no idea that might be the case. Yes, I suppose that's to be expected. But there's more! Yeah. And that's everything. Okay, and I've said this one. I made that decision as a different person, and now I can't undo it. It needs to exist for the sake of the universe. Stagnation sets in when something remains the same for too long. I don't believe we've said this one. The cycle needs to exist because it's only fair that every god gets their turn to create. Such a power should be shared, not hoarded. The fact is that some worlds result in great mortal suffering, while others do not. The god with the power to create should be the one most concerned with a mortal's well-being. This doesn't sound like Gnosis, isn't he? I mean, I guess he is. He is like, he wants to do the best for the majority of people, the biggest majority that he possibly can, even if that means, you know, repressing a minority or whatever, like the whole prison and draining their fucking energy or whatever, fueling his database collection thing. So I guess it's kind of surprising in a little way. None of that matters. I will create the new world. Yeah, like, exactly. He wants to give the mortals a good world, but he also wants to uncover more information at the cost of the mortals' overall happiness. Yeah. Bye, Gnosis. Alright. Now let's see. Yeah, I wonder if there's any way to, like, give Gnosis the power, the pages, but then still have enough, like, motivation on one other god so that they actually come out on top? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure that's not possible. Someone else did it, and now I'm supposed to take ownership. I think I haven't said this one. It's familiar, just the tiniest bit. I don't remember making that decision, but I think it rings a bell. Huh, interesting. I wonder if, even during this phase, there's some spark of the old you in there somewhere, half aware of what's going on. Of course, you didn't get this information for free. Practically guaranteed to become the creator. Which one have I said? I think I might have said these two. I'm kinda looking forward to seeing how Gnosis manages things. Ha 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 ha. Wow, buddy, that's pretty bold. I mean, don't forget, we're gonna witness the birth of a real world pretty soon. Real mortal beings, yep. Real sorrow and everything. Oh, well, this is kind of late. This is kind of weird talking about this when I already know the answer. We've talked to Elil about this before, like his own past, and we've talked to Gnosis about everything, so yeah, kind of strange. Differing ideas, factions. Gnosis decided something had to be done. Deadly conflict is inevitable. Measures to prevent such behavior. Is this new? No. Yeah, laws and punishments. And everything is tied down. The secret place with a fucking giant thing for all the criminals and whatever, naysayers. Scientific progress is given the respect it deserves in this world, and the mortals are as safe as they could possibly be. Alethea agreed with Gnosis' rule, and felt the measures taken to keep the mortals from harming each other were appropriate. She became Gnosis' lead researcher, and was given infinite latitude, and access to all the resources she needed for her work. Well, she's happy. Ketcher and Esty were very opposed to Gnosis' methods. The mortals should have to follow all these rules, shouldn't? People should be free to do whatever they want. Gnosis is just keeping everyone from being their true selves. We gotta put a stop to it. Gnosis society would not allow them. I mean, this might be kind of an even matchup. Let's see. It will be taken by force. And no sights of Amar. Final battle. Amar, terrified by the very idea of battle, was nowhere to be found. Gnosis was a formidable foe. Alethea fought alongside Gnosis as well, arming herself with mighty weapons that used nuclear energy to fire deadly beams. Oh, yeah, there's Alethea! Wow, that's kind of an interesting little change in the CG here. Yeah. Bad things happened. The rebellion's resistance was not enough. Gnosis triumphed, putting an end to the hostilities. You thought you could challenge fate and erase what I have accomplished in this world, so Gnosis plus Alethea is more than Ketcher and Esty and Lutra, if Gnosis is a god. Maybe if Amar had also wanted to fight against Gnosis, it could have gone differently. I don't know. You were all mistaken. Now I must ensure you will never attempt to oppose me again. And yeah, Gnosis also, like, kills people, just like Lutra does. Wrecked with guilt. If only they had joined the battle. Yep, that's the same. So what happens now? Gnosis maintaining control, the mortals' freedom continued to diminish. In time, even their own thoughts were no longer private. Everyone's minds were plugged into the global network at all times. Mortals were routinely detained before any wrongdoing had been committed. The mere thought of committing a crime was nearly as punishable as carrying it out. Some mortals believed this was an ideal arrangement. Those who disagreed did their best to avoid thinking about it. And so the mortals will live in their prisons of perfect safety and fear, until the cycle begins anew. Did their best to think about it, huh? Is that even possible? If you disagreed, you would think about it? You can't not think about things? But yeah, there we go. Panopticon. And no new achievement for that one. But we just have Panopticon 1 and 2. Alright, I'm ending it there. Next time, I guess we'll just get going on a new one, because I can't really think of what else I would want to do, so we'll just load that other one that I have 5 endings on, and start again. And now it's time for the left side run, what I would have called a Harmony run, but I already achieved Harmony now in Alethea's ending, so overall, I want everyone on the left side, and we'll see how that goes. And the main thing is gonna be Lutra, that's the main difference here. So, at this point it might start getting a little samey, if it hasn't already, because we're gonna be doing like 3/4 of the same stuff, basically. But, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!